This is John for the Everyday Fan. Today I have the pleasure of being on the beat with Jeanne Basone, otherwise known as Hollywood, actress, wrestler, model, spokesperson, and now author. How are you, Jeannie?
I'm good, John. How's it going?
It's going great. I get to talk with one of my favorites, longtime favorite. I love this.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you for having me on.
So you've got a book coming
Yeah.
out. We're definitely going to talk about that, but I want to just
Yeah.
do a little bit of background first. You were one of the stars of Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, Glow. What was your background before that? How did you get to that part?
My cats are running around. I'm sorry. I have a
It's
little tiny
okay.
kitten.
More the
I'm like,
merrier.
don't get on that. I'm looking at her. So let's see. Let's go back to 1986. Background, lots of sports, but not wrestling. My dad was my coach in softball. There was a lot of boys on my street, so I got to. That's my background of playing with the boys, which makes you very competitive and a step above maybe some of the girls that are playing with their sisters. Who knows? I don't. That's different now, but back then, you're a tomboy. And I was in the medical field. After that, during the medical field, I had an audition, and it was an audition for a sports TV show. That's all they told us. I didn't know anything else until I got there, and they said it was wrestling, and they needed 12 girls to do a pilot. I auditioned. Mondo Guerrero was my trainer, and they started weeding out girls, and I was one of the 12 that did the pilot. We sold the pilot, and then we did 4 seasons of the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling in Las Vegas.
Now, did you want to be an actress? Because you said you were in the medical field. So did you have goals, or was that just
Yeah, my aspirations for sure. I kept telling mom and dad when I was a kid, I want to be an actor. I want to give out a Academy Award. I want to, I want to model. I want to act. You know what? They never said no, but they never said yes. So I just figured I'm not going to push the envelope there. I'm just going to wait till after Kitty. I'm sorry. Stop it. Hey, knock that off. I'm so sorry.
not a
You know
problem?
how little kitties are. Guys,
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. They're my babies, so they come everywhere with
Of
me here.
course.
I apologize. So yeah, they never said no, they never said yes, but I figured after high school, I'll do what I want to do. But I got a real job, as my father would say, real job. And I was a phlebotomist for about 5 years, working in the Burbank area in California. Then that audition came, and I never went back really to I don't want to say a regular job, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, I stayed in entertainment.
So you had no experience in wrestling. You had no
Oh,
experience in acting. How did you develop your character, and how did you work on your wrestling? Because if you were going there cold on both of those counts.
absolutely. I think all the girls in that first season were. The only thing with me is I wasn't performing in front of a live audience. Some of the other ladies were performing, as cheerleaders, but it was hard because they just threw us in there. They're like Hollywood, and I'm like, oh, cool. I love the name Hollywood. I can't wait to play that character. But who am I? What do I do? They just said, you guys are street kids. You pick pockets, and you're bad. And we really just had to, from there, uh, develop our own character the way that we saw it. And there was no, good or bad. And then I thought, well, I am a huge music fan, especially back then, the 80s. Oh my God. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like wear the gloves, I'm gonna wear the lingerie, I'm gonna wear the stuff like the girl video vixens do in the videos, the fishnets. So Vine and I had different outfits all the time. And those outfits actually came from me and her. I would go to Hollywood and go to like Playmates and Fredericks of Hollywood back there, and I'd get the sexiest stuff that I could for us. And I just said, wear this, Vine, and I'm going to wear this. And we never asked for permission, because if you look, everybody pretty much has that same outfit. But my outfits change in the seasons. One time you'll see us wearing leopard, and Vine wearing or stripes or zebra stripes, and Vine wearing leopard. And then sometimes you'll see me in a silver corset, or you'll see me in a black one. So we switched them, but I figured I'm not going to ask, can I wear this? Because I don't want someone to tell me no.
Yeah.
So Oh, no way. So, and then Mondo Guerrero was our trainer. He was an excellent trainer, but he wasn't there long. So now I got to figure out when new girls were coming in how to be a better wrestler. And that was difficult because girls started training the girls later on in the show. So you're not, they're training them the beginning stuff that I learned. So I'm watching it on TV. There wasn't books that said how to do. I mean, there probably was books, but there wasn't, these cell phones telling us, oh, let's just look it up and
Right,
figure out. So
right.
I watched WWF on TV is what I was doing. And I'm like, oh, that move looks good. Record it on your VHS and watch it over and over. So that's really, I mean, I think Glow would have probably been, even bigger, better wrestlers had we had more training. But we didn't have enough time. There was, I mean, we were on and then gone. So,
No, you played the bad girl. Did you like
yes.
playing? Did you? I shouldn't say did you like it because obviously you did. You wouldn't have come through that grade if you didn't. Did you ever
Yes.
want to? Did you ever want to go to the good side?
Not really, because the boring characters. They really are. I was so excited to play a heel. I never knew how fun it was to play a heel. Here's the thing, you're a bad guy. When you know that you're doing your job when you look down at the audience and they're booing you. Now, that was on tour. If someone's booing you and then they're the first people up for an autograph, I point them out right away. I'm like, I saw you two guys booing me. Yes, but we love you, Hollywood. So some of
Absolutely.
the yeah, the little kids wearing your hair, and for the other girls too, holding signs that have your name on it. Even though I was a bad guy, but I'm so happy that, because I'm not a bad guy, really. I'm like,
No.
I'm happy go lucky and, be kind, be nice. Uh, Huge advocate on bullying. I hate it, hate it, hate it. But you're doing your job when you get these letters that, oh, you think you're so tough, blah, 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 and that's okay. And that's all part of the job. It's all
No.
part of it. If you can't handle it, then get out. You don't belong there. But I loved it, John. I mean, give me more.
So Glow goes
Great.
off the air. You're done with that. Then what did you think? Did you think of going back to the medical field, or did you just jump into acting more? I know you've done a
I
lot.
should have jumped into more acting, is what I should have done. But I went, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now for a job? I go, this is all I know. This is so. One of the girls that I had met, Lee Betchley, in California, said, hey, I know a company that videos wrestling all the time and you'd be perfect. So I went down to a company called Triumph Studios in the Valley. And boy, as soon as I started with those companies, they were hiring me left and right. This wasn't a live show. This was video, uh, a lot of very choreographed stuff, but I did that for a long time. Then I'm thinking, why are these people making money off of me? I'm going to start my own company. And I started Hollywood Productions, and I'm like, I'll get my own cameraman. I know tons of girls. And then I started my company right away. And I continued it. Now, Lightning and myself and Glow also worked the independent scene as well. I forget all the leagues that I worked with, but it was Memphis and a place in Texas and a lot of the Central California uh, independent wrestling companies that I did work for. And then that was it. I was just like, it wasn't as fun. It wasn't as fun as being on TV and with, 4 or 5 cameras and your audience and the tours. But and also too, I'd broken my leg. And once I broke my leg, John, hell, I was scared shitless. I'm like, I'm not going back to this. What did I do? It's the only thing I know. I get back into the ring again. So I've been doing this for over 35 years and I'm still doing it. And I say to myself, I'll keep doing it until my body, which it will tell me, and your head tell you that you can't do it anymore. And I'm still getting called for all kinds of stuff. So when they stop calling you, that's probably a hint, to retire or move on to something else.
Well, that's a long way off. You still have a lot of
Oh,
work
you're so
ahead.
cute. You're cute. But you know what? Plan B is always good and plan C because, but you know what? Nobody took me aside and told me, you better have plan B. You should have plan C. It would have been nice if someone said, go to school. I went to school later. I didn't after high school. I'm like, I don't want to work. No, I don't want, no, I didn't say that. I don't want to go to school. I rather work, have my own apartment, my own car, and do my thing. And then, like, what called was this wrestling. And yeah, I've been blessed, John, I would say, in my life. I did Playboy a few times. We did Married with Children. I did stunt work afterwards. I started doing stunt work with lightning. Um, Traveled a lot. I have my own soap company called Hollywood Botanica that I love. That was just something that, it's a Oh, it's just like when I get off the road, it's something that's very soothing for me. It's just, a little job that's fun. Writing the book was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. That was blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
Well, I was going to, let's talk a little bit about that. Your book is coming
Sure.
out, Hooray for Hollywood. What did you learn about yourself through the writing process?
Oh my God. Patience, because I don't have a lot of patience. Patience. And you know what? I figured if it's not right, don't stress. You know what I mean? If you've got like, your deadlines. I mean, this is a self-published book, but the way it looks and the way that it reads and the inside does not look like a self-published book. I wanted this book to look like one of the big five publishing houses did it, and I had help with going down that road. I have a book mentor up in Vancouver that helped me so much. I also had Dan Murphy, who wrote a book on wrestling. I don't have the title at the moment. I forget all the time. Ken Davis. I had different people helping me. I wrote the book, but I also needed to put it in the word, just put it down so that it flowed smoothly. I learned justify the paragraphs, justify. I learned what an M dash is and certain things. So now I'm an author and I'm still learning. Um, and I'm learning that anybody can do it if you really, I mean, this took me a very long time, John. I think people thought I was probably lying when I said, I have a book. I have a book. I did. I always did. but but it just took me forever. And then COVID hit as well. And when COVID hit,
Oh,
that pushed it back farther because I was actually going to have ECW. They were looking to publish it, and then COVID had hit. And then when I went back in again, they're like, "Well, we can do it, but you're going to have to wait 3 years." I'm like, "I don't have 3 more years." So I ended up going. I noticed a lot of people were self-publishing. I'm like, I'm going that route, but I'm going to take my time. If it's not ready, it's not ready. Um, and then this lovely cover was a
beautiful.
photographer named John Abeda. This back cover, Noelle Rose. Noelle Rose was in Glow, and Noelle took a lot of photos in the season 3 and season 4. So I had asked her if I could please use this photo, and she said, yes, you may. So, like I said, I've been very, very blessed from growing up. This whole book is part 1 is growing up, part 2 is the audition and Glow, and then the sub chapters, and then part 3 is what I did when the show ended. So, and there's color photos or black and white that's in here. I'm going to I've got 200 limited edition color that I'm selling only on Etsy. The black and white, you can get it at Etsy or my website, or Amazon has it right now. And I finally looked today. Every day the stats are changing, and as of today, and this came out on Christmas, I'm number 2 in wrestling biography. So I saw it going down and then going up. So, and I finally got stars. I finally got a review and stars. I think that's what helps, right?
It all plays in, yes.
It
Yeah.
really does, because I saw my stats going down. And then I get to do these lovely podcasts with people like you. And so, um, very happy to do that for
Well, one
you.
last question for you. I
Sure,
know I'm
honey.
taking up a lot of your time, and I
Sure.
appreciate it. This is a thrill for me. So you've
Thank
got the
you.
book, you've got the
Got
big book, lots of pictures, lots of great stories. I know it took you a lot of time. Now
yeah.
that it's done, you're holding it in your hands. Through the whole process, through everything with the finished product, could you look back and go, wow, I've had really an amazing career? Because you did it, without like a major plan, without a lot of help. You did most of it on your own through your own
Right.
determination and grit. Could you look back now and go, this is pretty amazing?
I did, and that's funny that you said that because when the test copy came and I felt how thick this book was, I went, "Oh my word. This is the story. This is my life. This is me." And it's so super exciting and the stories are cool. There's true crime in there. There's bullying chapters in there. There's music, the wrestling, it's everything and it's amazing. And there's more, I didn't this isn't a tell-all tale book. This is a um this is a I always forget the word that I call it. This book um is classy. It is not a trashy book. So if people are looking for trash, there's a time and place for all of that. This is a really up and up good book. And I think people will enjoy it. I mean, trust me, there are some tearjerker moments. I went back in there, John, and I started reading, and I'm like, it pains you to read some of
Sure.
it for me
Yeah.
because it's personal. And everything that is in here is my truth. Nothing, I don't embellish anything. I'm very uh reserved in that way where I don't, I might post a lot to advertise, but
Well,
everything
nothing
that
wrong
I
with
say in
that.
here is the truth that happened. And my mom and dad, I hope that they will love it. They might be surprised with a couple of uh if I'm talking about drugs, you know what I mean? I mean, I come from a
Sure.
very conservative family, Catholic. And I was a bad girl back home. I was the oldest daughter. So I wanted to get away with everything, but pretty much everything that's in here, my parents know about, we're tight, we're close. Um, heck, I'm 60 years old. Your parents will always, you will always be their child. Do
Oh,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Totally.
I know. I know. And I just can't say enough about the people that really helped the editing part. Oh my God. I was like, there cannot be any. I went over this 4 times, dear. This is what was
Wow.
taking so long.
Well,
I went over it 4 different times. I had 3 other people go over it with me to make sure that we weren't finding any errors. And we're talking about commas, semicolons, M dashes, not just errors with the words or repeating something. So it's in chronological order, and I think people will enjoy it. I think
Well, I know
you'll
I
enjoy
will,
it.
and I can't wait. I am going to be ordering it. I'm going to be adding
Thanks,
it to my
John.
bookshelf. I can't wait. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Sorry for that. Before I let you go, tell everybody where they can find out more information about you and your book, where they can get it.
Sure. Thanks. If you guys are interested, if you're Instagram, I'm official Glow Hollywood. Facebook, if you're a Facebook person, it's under my last name. So don't look under Jeannie. It's Basone Jeannie Marie. This book is at my Etsy site, which is Glow Hollywood Merch. Amazon has it. And I also have my HollywoodBotanica.com, Botanica with the K. That book is there as well as my soap. So there's a few places to get it. And if you do get it and you like it, why don't you write a little review? I'd love to know what you guys think about it.
Jeanne Basone, hooray for Hollywood. Fantastic. What a wonderful, wonderful story you have. Really an amazing
Thank you,
story.
dear.
And I really appreciate your time. With that, I wish you well. And I'll be buying the
Uh-huh.
book and I'll
Happy
be
New Year to
reviewing it with
you.
a thumbs up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, John, and Happy New Year to you. And thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Jeannie.
All right, have a great day.
You too.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.